Hello everyone. Okay, let me pull this up. Long time no see, hasn't it? Look at the clouds. Look how disgusting that is. Like seriously, it has been so beautiful and crystal clear these past couple of days, and then all of a sudden it's gone disgusting. So like I said, long time no see. How are you all? Life has been busy. I'm back now. It feels good to be back. Let me quickly talk to you about the books I want to read this weekend, because I have a movie to watch. I have to watch Cruella, and I'm really excited for it. So that's where I'm going to be going this morning. But books I want to read. I'm reading The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. The story of it is a little girl. So it's in the backdrop of the first Oxford English Dictionary, and as well as the women's suffragette or suffragette movement. A little girl whose name is Esme. Her father is one of the creators of the Oxford Dictionary, and these papers become discarded on the ground, and these papers have become discarded on the ground, and that are not in the dictionary have to do with women, and that define women in some way, shape, or form. It's historical fiction. I'm really enjoying it so far. And the second one I'm going to be reading is The Time of Contempt. This is the main one I want to try and get finished this weekend. The Time of Contempt is the second book in the Witcher series, like the main series, and it follows. We're actually getting more Geralt to this one, which is good. Yeah, it's just a continuation of the first one, where people are after Ciri for her powers, and they will do whatever they can to get to her power. And there's this impending war that's going to happen. And I'm wondering if there's going to be a bit of a time jump between book 2 and 3, because where it seems to be going is that it seems to be that Ciri is going to this school to help her with her powers, and it's the school that Yennefer went to. And Yennefer, being one of the most powerful enchantresses of her time, it makes sense for Ciri to be in that school. So I'm loving it. The Witcher series is shaping up to be one of my favorite series of 2021, and right now that is all I'm going to say. I have to go right now, fill up my car, go to the movies. I'll come back and give you an update after around lunchtime, or until I've read quite enough for me to give you an update. So goodbye. Cruella was so good. It really was. Let me see if I can just put you there. Anyway, not the kind of thing you want to see, but anyway. Yes, it was so good. It really was. It explains like a lot of things that happen and how she became who she was. It's really good. I heard there's going to be a sequel. At first, I thought, really, a sequel? But now that I watched the movie, I'm just like, yes, I'm very curious to see where a sequel is going to be. I might do some reading now while I'm waiting for my parents to get back. That way we can have lunch, and then I'll read a bit more. So I think I might read Time of Contempt now. Just get a bit of a head start, because I'm enjoying that one a little bit more than I am in Dictionary of Lost Words. Like, both books are great, but because Time of Contempt is the first book I read, I want that one to be the first book I finish. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do right now. I was almost not going to read this afternoon because Cruella made me really want to just binge movies all day. But that chapter I read of Time of Contempt, holy crap. Now all I want to do is read. If it's not one thing I want to do, it's another. But holy hell, that chapter. There was a lot of political intrigue in that one. There was like a lot of backstabbing, a lot of twists and turns, and just one group not wanting the war, one group like wanting the war to get it out of the way and squash the Nilfgaardians. Then there's another group working with the Nilfgaardians in a way. I'm not going to tell you who, because you have to read it. But yeah, just a lot of blind sides, a lot of, oh my god, I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around it. That was incredible, that chapter. I really am hoping to get it done tonight, because I'm up to the 200-page mark. There's like around 130-ish pages left. I just say 130, give or take. I'm hoping to get it done tonight. Tomorrow afternoon, after I get back from work at the latest. I don't really have a lot of shifts next week. Well, this week coming is a bit of a chill one, so I should be able to blitz through some books, which is good. I'm actually going to extend this reading vlog. I usually do my reading vlogs Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but I'm going to do it Saturday, Sunday, Monday because I forgot to say hello and give you an update on Friday because I worked. The Witcher series, it is so good. And there was like a teaser trailer for season 2 of The Witcher, which is going to take place, like, this is going to like start off from the main books in the series, not the short story collections. And ooh, it's interesting. It only gives you like a 15-20 seconds little teaser, and which was not enough for me. I'm just hoping that it's done good, that it's done well. That's just all I'm hoping, because I just love this series a lot. It is so good. And when there's action, there's just, I feel like it's more politics heavy. And oh yes, we are getting more. Ciri's blood is in the line of the elder blood, and I knew her blood had something to do with her ancestry. No one listened to me, did they? But it was still very fascinating to see that actually, like, to see my theory actually become confirmed. And I was very happy with myself that I predicted that correctly, that it does. Well, I kind of spoiled it for you a little bit, but I was happy with my theory and I predicted it correctly. So, yes, I'm going to stop it right there now. I don't know what I want to do. I could read more, but I kind of want to have a break and just, like, let what I read sink into my head. But that was a really good chapter. So I'm going to go now and I'll give you another update later on tonight. So, hi, it is Saturday night. Well, it's nighttime now, I should actually say, because I started this vlog on a Saturday, but yeah, it's nighttime now, and I really don't feel like reading. I was more than happy to get going, but I just don't want to. This is around the time last year where I was reading books. I'm the way I'm feeling now is the way I'm exactly feeling last year, where I read things and I enjoy them, but I just don't want to. I ended up watching Nobody as well tonight. That was a good movie. I liked it. And then yeah, I just realized I really don't want to be reading. My focus is not on reading at the moment. And yeah, I'm gonna see how I go tomorrow. It seems like also that I'm going to have to skip some books. Like some of the new releases and the books that I have on the books I want to read in 2021, I'm going to put the priority on those. Like I'm going to prioritize those. But as far as the other books on my TBR, I'm just going to put that backbench. I'm just going to put that out of my mind. See how I go after I read those books, and then maybe around August, because I have plans for July already. But around August I might want to reread them, like the ones that I don't get to this month, but I'm just not up to reading. Like I said, my focus and my attention is just elsewhere. That's really bringing me down a little bit. But yeah, anyway, and I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully with some reading updates. So, hello, it is Sunday. I just got back from work, which is why I'm in pajamas, and I've just freshly showered, and it feels so lovely. So, the rest of the afternoon is my oyster. Like I said, I got back from work not long ago, like about an hour ago. Had lunch, had a shower. Now, my plans. I have 3 things I could do. I could either play Zelda Breath of the Wild on my Switch, which I've been wanting to do for a little while now. I could just go out in the living room and just do nothing and watch TV mindlessly, or I could read a little bit more of The Witcher. But since I've been thinking about Zelda for like about a week and a half, like going on to 2 weeks now, so I might just play Zelda because it's been a while. And yeah, so I'm gonna go do that now. just to relax a bit, and then when it gets closer to like around dinner time, like around 6 or 7, I might have a light dinner because I just ate lunch, and then I will read Witcher. So that's what I'm going to go and do right now. And like a little cocoon. Like a little cocoon. Okay, it is a little later now. I'm going to start reading this book, Time of Contempt. I know I've been prioritizing this book more, haven't I? But like I said, because it's the first book I've started reading this month, it's the first book I want to be finished with. Not to say that Dictionary of Lost Words is a bad book. It's a really good book. I just want to at least have one book finished, and because I'm nearly done with Time of Contempt, it's just easier for me to finish that one off. I did end up playing Zelda Breath of the Wild this afternoon for about an hour and a half. It was good. It was really good. I love that game so much. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to cook, because the last shrine I have to get to before I get a paraglider and go into another part of the country, I have to figure out how to cook. Like, get a pot or something, figure out how to cook. I have like so many spice peppers, it's not funny. I have to cook up some spice peppers, eat those, or at least to save those somehow, and then go into the cold zone, which is where my last shrine will be. So that's gonna be a headache and a half, but I'm doing good so far, I really am. And like I said, I'm gonna get into reading now. I had a very delicious dinner, that pasta with pesto. It's like it's my favorite thing to make now. It's like my comfort food. I'm gonna get into reading, and because I'm extending this reading vlog into tomorrow, I promise you I will be reading Dictionary of Lost Words tomorrow. I promise you. But now back into reading Time of Contempt. Okay, I'm going to try and keep this as short as possible. It is Monday. I got no reading done last night, and all because of my stinking throat. I had a bit of a sore throat yesterday, but it was starting to get a bit better, and it was starting to come back a little bit, like just a very little bit last night, so I thought, okay, I'll just skip the reading, try to get as much rest as possible. Like, I woke up this morning, it's still there a little bit, but what I'm going to try and do today is not talk as much, so I'm going to keep it at that. I got next to nothing done reading-wise. I'll try and get more done tonight. Like, I still am seriously considering cutting down my TBR to do only the new releases and the books that I want to read in 2021. Those books in that list are there. That's going to be it. I don't want to talk too much and hurt my voice more. So it's nothing sinister. It's happened before where, because where I work, sometimes you get a little bit busy, and it was a little busy. Sometimes you don't have time to, like drink water or anything, and it's happened before where I didn't drink water, my throat was dry as heck, and I got like a little bit of a split somewhere, and it's just making my voice hurt. And that dangly thing at the back of the throat that has a bit of a slit in it, like a bit of a cut, and that's what's making me get a sore throat. So that's the story. That's what happens when you don't drink enough water at work, people, especially when you're running around serving people, doing other stuff. So yeah, I'm going to go now. I don't want to talk too much, but I'll give you an update when I actually have read. So first of all, I'm feeling quite a bit better than I did this morning. I refilled my bottle, like my water bottle, around 6 or 7 times today, so I'm very well hydrated. And I've just finished a chapter of Time of Contempt. Wow, that is really good. The last few chapters are definitely more political, and I have a feeling I'll have to think about this a little bit more in detail. But I think if you were to like the Witcher series, I think you could also really enjoy Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire series, depending if you watch the TV show or the book or read the book. I think you really would. Yeah, it's really good. I don't want to say too much. It's getting good. we're also getting the point of view from the king or the emperor or the ruler of Nilfgaard, or the Nilfgaardians, I should say. It's really good about the Witcher series, unlike A Song of Ice and Fire, where one chapter is just dedicated to a character, which I don't have a problem with. I actually really enjoy it. It's just one chapter, and it's following different characters. Pardon me, if that makes sense. So, like, one chapter will follow Geralt and Dandelion, and then it will have a page break, and then it'll just like have a break, where it's just like, so end of a chapter, a space, and then it starts again from like the perspective of Ciri. So, which I like it that way as well. I'm just really liking the series as a whole, to be honest. Right now, I want to watch a YouTube video that I've been after for a while, and it's like a gameplay of Resident Evil The Village, and it's like the last video, and I want to watch it, and then I will go back into my room and read the Dictionary of Lost Words, because I haven't talked about that when I've just been reading Time of Contempt until now. I have two chapters left in Time of Contempt. I thought I had like one big long ass one, but knowing I have 2 chapters left, I can hopefully, fingers crossed, get it done tomorrow, which would be mighty helpful for me. It'd be really good if I could get it done tomorrow. The chapters are pretty short, so I don't see why I shouldn't. So that's my plans for tonight. I will see you later on when I'm in my bedroom. So I'm finally in my bedroom. It's a little bit later, and I'm about to hopefully get a couple of chapters into Dictionary of Lost Words. So let me give you a little bit of a rundown. It seems to me that we're going to see Esme, who is the main character in this novel. It seems like we're going to be seeing her throughout various stages in her life. So the beginning of it is when we see her when she was 8, and then when she was, now the part where I'm up to is where she's around 14. Is it 14? Just say around that age. And we get to see where her love for words came from. When her father and the trainees, because the daughter, Esme always sits under the table where her father and the other gentlemen that are involved in the Oxford Dictionary. They treat her with respect, and it's really lovely to see. And except for one man, if you've read the book, you know who I'm talking about. He's an asshole. We get to see how she came about the first word that's often associated with women that gets discarded or pushed to the side or not included in the dictionary, and her love for words from then on just takes off. She's a very academic, very smart, very bright young girl turning into a young woman, and her auntie and her father communicate with each other through letters. And the auntie was saying, your daughter needs an education. She's not going to be like any other woman in the 19th century. Like, this book takes place in like late 1800s, and obviously like through various years throughout like the first English Oxford Dictionary. And the auntie was like, your daughter needs an education. She's not going to be like any other typical woman in the service, like a maid service where you cook and you clean. You're basically a servant to these rich people. She's not going to be like that. She's very smart. She's doing incredibly well in grades. She needs an education. And so that's kind of where I've left off. And it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. It's very fascinating just seeing how the Oxford English Dictionary came to be is very interesting. I don't know how historically accurate it is, but I would assume it'd be pretty accurate, obviously with some things twisted to fit the narrative that the author wants to tell, but It's really good so far. So there's, instead of just having, okay, let me see if I can try and explain this. They have, like, the people associated or involved with the dictionary. What they do is they have parties for each letter that is finished. They've had a party for A and B, and then it takes them a few years to figure out, like, it takes them like a few years to do C and then D, and it goes on like that. And what's really fascinating is these people send these words to these men that are doing this dictionary, and there are also meanings that could be associated with letters. So what they do is they find a meaning. They find a word and they look through all the meanings and they pick out which one would best be suited for that word, like which definition, I should say, would be best for that specific word. It is so incredibly fascinating. It really truly is. I'm going to hopefully get a couple of chapters in tonight. I don't have work tomorrow, so I can stay up as late as possible. So that is what I'm going to go and do right now. I will wrap up this reading vlog tomorrow. Let's wrap up this reading vlog, shall we? So, have I read anything? I have read, just not as much as I was hoping to, but I did read. Books are going good so far. I'm hoping to read Time of Contempt and get that finished today. Get to around the halfway mark in Dictionary of Lost Words. Maybe start another book tomorrow. That way I'm kind of juggling between the two, like read 100 pages of Dictionary of Lost Words and 50 pages of another ebook. I'm going to try focus on the ebooks because they are faster for me to get through than the physical ones. It was a weekend. I don't know if it was exactly a good weekend, but it was a weekend. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.